Okay, we should be going now, in theory. That's more like it. Everything looks good. We're going to screw around a little bit today, so I've got it in screen share. But the main problem, of course, is these projections, which are like kind of a nightmare. So a couple of things I want to talk about really quickly is just like how the projection model kind of works and what it does. And I think the easiest way to do that is just by looking at the projections. I guess I can show you a simplified version of the model. I don't know if anybody's interested in that, but since I've got it on screen share, we can do that. So like, here's what we're looking at for today is this LPL LCK thing. And so our major problems is you can see that aiming's projections are like skyrocketing through the roof at that 114 in a sweep. I think that's really unlikely. I also think Lucid and Showmaker might be a little high, but there's a reason for this. Basically, for all of the projections, there's going to be a reason. I use just data and then build a game model, and the game model tries to determine the speed and the amount of kills. And usually we're going to be pretty close to Vegas lines, which is one of the ways that I mark this. So like here, Vegas says this is a 25.5 kill game. And you can see maybe that I've got it marked out that we're going to look at if Damwon wins, they should do about 27.5. And if Nongshim, it's 24.5. So if we trust Vegas, which we shouldn't for League of Legends, then the Vegas number would say that our Damwon projections are high. In this case, I think Vegas is probably a little closer to the mark. The reason why these projections are so high is because you can see here, Damwon has been in wins. They've had 21 kills. And this is just summer. I've taken spring out for most of these teams. We'll talk about that in a moment. But for Damwon, 21 and a third kill per win is kind of nuts. And Nongshim are playing at about a league average speed and losses. So there is a realistic possibility, if this goes the way we expect, that Damwon should have 20 or more kills in their wins. Damwon hasn't really faced the toughest competition yet. So that's not really going to change here. Let's talk about the model, and then we'll come back to this game by game. There's also one other major thing in the model that I'm concerned about, and that's Abel. And that's because Abel, in order to build him out, what we had to look at was his statistics from spring, which was on an entirely different team, and then his career statistics. And I just tried to get an approximate idea of what his performance would look like. And then took the rest of the team's data, put that in, and then basically created like a kind of an average is the best way to describe it. So when the data's all in, it does have Abel projecting pretty low. And that's one of the big concerns I have here, is that I think Abel might be projecting too low at 82 points in a 2-0 sweep. And that's including, my model includes the GMP bonuses for what I post is included in there. And so I'm really concerned about that being too low. And I think the reasons for that is that Hang and Fofo in their wins have been really, they've had a large percentage of the kill share. So there's the actual kills that they've done, as well as a ridiculously high kill participation rate. And so those things together are going to cause them to project really well. I think we can expect the kill participation rate to likely stay the same with Abel, which makes a lot of sense for a person who was just signed yesterday. But I think that we can expect the kill share rate to go down a bit, largely because Abel was just signed yesterday, and the idea that he would be able to step in and play the same way LP was is bonkers. They're going to have to draft to Abel probably, and his champion pool means that he's going to take up a good percentage of, my cat's going to jump over my back here in a second. He's going to take up a good percentage of the kills. So I think I put him in at I think he ended up at 32% of kills and with a 73% participation rate. And I think that's probably about right Bofo's still carrying a 31% kill share, which seems very high for him, but he's had that before. So the other problem with WE is that they just don't have a large sample size of this team in wins. And I think for summer, they only have like 1 or 2 wins, and they're averaging 12 kills per win. So that's driving down the total overall projections. I bumped that up manually, which I hate to do a little bit, but we still don't really know. I think if you want to get an idea of what it would look like if they were, say, averaging 20 wins, we would look in here and see that moves Abel up to 92.25 points, Fofo 95, Hang 91.4. DK, God bless DraftKings this morning. I sent him a message as soon as Abel was confirmed. I'm sure other people did as well. And they did put Abel in the player pool. He was originally not in the player pool. And they put him in at the lower price. Instead of at LP's price, they put him in at Stay's price at like 7,000. So he's going to be a very popular captain, and I think with good reason. So like, I really don't feel comfortable with my projections here for WE. I'm also concerned about the projections, like I said, for for Damwon. And I think these games are also really hard to assume what's going to happen. The LCK is usually pretty cut and dry. I kind of like everyone here. I'm not sure that for DFS it really makes sense to play like Bro, but you could easily tell me that Bro was going to upset KT Rolster today, and I could 100% get on board. The problem is that both of those teams have been very bad in their wins. They average like 12 kills per win. I mean, it's just like slow, pointless. Their combined kills in their wins are combined kills per minute for KT is half a kill, and for Bro it's like 0.57, and that's really low. The average for both of these leagues is closer to 0.8 to 0.9, somewhere in there. Oh, hey, buddy. My cat's just so desperate to have a lap to sit on right now. He loves my voice. He is the only person. So I think that like Nongshim's a really interesting play. Fisher's been extremely strong. If we were looking at like a WE Nongshim, you'd be leaving a lot of money on the table. I think we can expect Fisher, who's had 36% of the kill shares in their games, to do well. It's hard to get away from Damwon, especially aiming. Aiming has been almost 50% of kills. 49.2% is his kill share. And then he's had almost an 80% kill participation rate. That's so bonkers. Guger hasn't been that good. Kellen is good. Yeah, I mean, like, I think Vegas probably has it right. It's probably Damwon 2-0. I'm going to give Nongshim a game. I think that's what I had posted. You could convince me of anything here, but Damwon 2-1 looks pretty good. That's going to play with projections a little bit, but aiming's definitely going to pop because the projections are going to have him over 100 in any win. Yeah. You know, there's like a bunch of stuff that I can give people access to. You just got to message me and then send me money, but we can discuss that. KT Bro is, I don't know. I can't get here. I think Vegas is actually overshooting with the 23.5 kills. Remember, it's 2 bad teams, usually bad and slow outcomes. 2 good teams can be either slow with high kill participation or really bloody. And then 1 good, 1 bad team can go either way as far as, you know, scoring is concerned. So usually we kind of want to target 2 good teams and hope that 1 good team dominates over the other. And those tend to be our best scoring situations, just like as a general rule. 2 bad teams, people always think it's going to be like a major fiesta. I'm actually surprised Vegas set this line as low as they did at 23.5. Model has it at 17.5 combined kills in KT wins, 19 in Bro wins. Those are probably a little bit low, but I don't know. I could get to like a one-off Piosic or an ADC from this match. I hate everything about this. Like it just looks it looks garbage. Maybe that's a reason to play it, but like a one-off BDD, I don't know. I really don't see myself getting to Bro here, but I kind of like Bro to upset and at least take a map. And yeah. And let's see, RNG, WE. That's pretty straightforward, right? We're just going to play WE and expect it to 2-0. And I just responded to a guy right now. And I think that's likely where we want to be. You can be like, Abel was just signed yesterday. The team hasn't been performing well. Are they going to be able to adjust to him coming in? He doesn't really have any practice time. Maybe he's lost a step. I don't know, man. But like RNG's just been garbage, just absolute garbage. And I think in the end, I really prefer Fofo to Tangyuan. Hanfong also has been really underperforming. If this was LP, I'd probably take shots at RNG here. And the number's so good. But I think it's WE 2-0. I have real, like I said before, I have real doubts about this over-under at 26.5. Model puts it at 23. Like if I were setting the over-under, because it's the LPL, I'd set it a little higher at 24.5, knowing that it would get a significant amount of action to the top side. But I think I'll probably play the under here and probably be wrong, but this, just like in the LCK team we just talked about, LCK game, we have two teams that are kind of bad. Like I don't really give a fuck, but let's look at WE and see what their actual like turnaround has been. WE is, I guess, 5-6, but they lost to LGD, BLG. They beat LGD. They beat RNG. Let's look at these RNG wins just for the sake of it. By the way, this is Oracle Elixir. Tim Svenhausen is the name of the guy who does this on Twitter. I highly recommend it. This is like, I plug this every time because it's so useful. Yeah, and these games against RNG, they had 13 kills and 10. So 23. And the total combined was 11 and 19. So I think this Vegas 26.5 is just like too high. Abel coming in, they're going to draft to Abel. So Abel's going to have to be involved. Like I said, I think my projections for him are too low, but I still just like, I think they're going to just try and win the games. Let's look at what these games matter for. I'm just working through this at the same speed. I haven't looked at anything really. This is fandom, lol.fandom. This is going to be the best place usually for information about the ongoing leagues. And see what we're playing for right now, placements. It's summer season, summer placements. Gee, what group are we in? Oh, man, pop-ups, though. Everybody's got to get paid. Everybody's got to get paid. Yeah, RNG's eliminated. WE have to win here. They have to win. If WE win 2-0, that would give them 7-6. And BLG, let me look at this for tiebreakers. Okay. The tiebreakers are games and then head-to-head. And I think the, because we're between, you can see it over here on the left side, we're between LGD and WE for get the second spot in upper brackets. A lot of people are like, upper brackets don't matter. But I don't remember who it was. I was watching something and they were talking about it. And they're like, look, just playing against these better teams that have bigger fandoms, it opens the door for a lot of sponsorships and, as well as like other types of revenue maybe for these teams. And it kind of sold me on this idea that you want to be in the upper bracket. And I think that the WE's got to be playing for that here, though this team improves significantly with Abel. Abel is like a huge step up. But yeah, I think WE has to win 2-0. If LGD wins one game versus BLG, that would put them into a tie. Yeah, so if LGD wins their top bracket, if LGD wins one game of their match, WE would have to 2-0, and then it would go to head-to-head, which they versus, let's see, WE versus LGD, they are 2-0 and 0-2. Oh, it'd be a straight tie. I don't know what the third tiebreak is. I would guess against the rest of the field. And nobody's beat Billy Billy. RNG hasn't won a map. This is good. They only have 2 tiebreakers listed in the format considerations in the rule book. There's got to be a third one, but I don't know what it'll be. Yeah, so LGD is trying to get one game or a win. And Team WE, we've gotten bogged down in this. I apologize. I thought this was going to be like so easy to be like, these are the stakes. But WE need to sweep. If they lose a game out of this match, if they lose any map, they're going to be in the bottom bracket. So WE have to sweep. So I think that over-under, to get back to it, I think that over-under is just too high. Like I think that I was really going to mess around with my projections and bring them up quite a bit, but I'm really getting sold on this idea that where I'd manipulated them at anyways, because I actually brought them up. Originally, they were under 22 kills. And now I have them at like 22 and a half, so, or almost 23. Yeah, so W is going to be really popular. I think Abel's like a great play, especially if they sweep. I do think there's a lot of points there. The price you're getting on Abel is just too good on DK right now. I think you're going to get to it. We'll see in a minute. Actually, we'll run some crunches with the Vegas settings. LGD BLG is just a 2-0. Like it's just a 2-0, and BLG has been like stomping people. They've been giving up kills in their. They've been like dying a lot in their wins. They've been playing real loosey goosey. I don't see any reason why that changes here. You could take a stab at LGD because, like we were just looking at, BLG is completely locked. Maybe they just play way too loose. I do have the over-under. Vegas has an over-under at 28.5. I have that pretty much right on the number. Model has it at 28.99 in BLG wins, which is all we care about, with them scoring 20 kills on average in their wins. So about 20 to 8, 20 to 9 are the expected scores. That may be giving LGD too much credit to get there, but yeah, let's just expect these BLG ones. Anyways, so for people who sub, this is what they get. And this is like a sheet that has all of the projections, and then I build out. So like with Vegas has these all as 2-0 games. It basically splits the difference on KT and Bro, and then I do my picks, and then like a mixed model for optimizers, and that has all of the teams and their most likely ways to win so that you can just build it out. And then I put notes in here as well, which if you follow me on Twitter, which that's the only reason you'd be watching this, is definitely like, that's the yellow thing that everyone's been seeing. If you're interested in subbing, just send me a message on Twitter or reply to a post, and we'll talk about it. But if you don't know already, I just let everybody set their own price. Like I don't mess around. Why are you not letting me paste? I'm not seeing paste here. This is very bothersome. Wow, I was really like, I wonder if it's because I'm in screen share. There we go. Yeah, so if we just assume that Vegas has all the games right, and then we put my projections in. Let's use my projections. see what we get. What? What the fuck is this? Team captain. Team captain. Kellen. Ben. Yeah, down here, this is, I think, more interesting. Is Abel at captain. We can see this build here that's like WE, damn one. So it's like the projections say that we should be looking at support captain here. This is bonkers. I'm gonna have to go back through this after I lucid cap. This is pretty interesting. Here at 20. Lucid captain. Yeah, the idea that it wants to get to so much Kellen when I just don't feel like. Let's look at those projections. What do we have Kellen projected for? 79 in a sweep. Yeah, those DK projections might be a bit high, but yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with this a little bit. But I think you know what? I think I kind of like it. Nobody's gonna play that. Everybody's gonna play WE. Maybe we just do assume that WE is gonna not score very well, and we go with like a support captain. Let's play around with this a little bit though. Take out our support captains. Who do we have? It's like Kellen. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. You just give you an idea of stacking rules. I am sure there is a way to do it so that we do not have supports in the captain slot, but let's just pull the teams and supports out. By projections. Like I really want to get to aim. You can see aiming here is just so good in the projections. This is so good. Like, why wouldn't we want to get there? Let's take out Mark and Barrel. We're gonna pull those guys out. Now, let's see what we get now. Ben Showmaker. Ooh. Yeah, man. That's pretty tempting, right? Yeah, Ben Showmaker, Abel. We saw this one before, Lucid. Yeah, we can expect. So we're just getting like a ton of DK here. Just damn one WE, damn one WE. And it's a pricing fixture, isn't it? There's KT Rolster, but just the pricing makes this slate so interesting. If you're not going to play any dogs, and like I think the best dogs are going to be. I mean, obviously you can take shots on RNG. You know, when I build the projection outright for the models, it'll have those in here. But let's take damn one out of this. This is going to be all top captain. Ben, Hong, Abel. I like this. With Elk, 49.9. You could save some money at team, fiddle around a bit. See if I have lineup rules in here. Yeah, let's take. That's the problem. We have lineup rules in. Oh, baby. Yeah, now we're going to get some very different stuff. Nope. Still. I mean, I'm not going to play fucking top captain. Zune. Anyways, I think there's like a bunch of interesting things that can be done here. It's really sad that these crunches aren't showing. I'm going to have to play around with the data a little bit and then play around in Fantasy Cruncher to get where I want to be at. But I think that should answer any questions about why my projections are just absolute garbage. because I feel like they are. And very specifically, I just think those DK projections are probably a little high. I think Nongshim should steal a map also, which would lower that. I think that KT Bro are probably pretty close, but they could have one bloody map. If they go 3 maps, it wouldn't surprise me if one of them was bloodied. This is a real opportunity for the team that loses to outscore the team that wins. When you have these, KT is like on paper a much better team, I think, but like when you just have these bad teams, they played so badly so far. When you've got them playing against each other, I don't know what to expect. What's KT's strength of schedule been? You guys know the answer to that? I feel like this is something I should have looked up before. KT played this KDF. KT, and who are they playing? Sorry about jumping around, guys. Oh, Brion. Ugh. Brion's just like so bad. Okay, so KT Rolster played Hanwha, swept. Genji got swept in both those. They played Damwon, they took a game, took a map. And they played KDF, they got swept by KDF. Ugh. Brion, swept by Genji, swept by Hanwha, swept. They took a game off KDF. The one that's a real problem here is that Brion lost to DRX 2-1, but like DRX have been so improved. I know they got just their shit kicked in last night, but they've been so improved overall. Though they've had a relatively easy strength of schedule too. But I don't think there's a massive gap between these strengths of schedule. I really don't feel like, from what we've seen in summer so far, that this should be, the price seems really off. So, I mean, Brion plus 305, Brion. I mean, I think I'll take the Brion plus 1.5 maps there, and minus 115. I wish the odds were a little better. We'll have to see, but we're going to play a lot of dogs today. Oh, this is going to be a big money loser today. We're going to lose all our money. Jesus. It's going to be real rough. Anyhow, that's it. I'm just working through the slate. Now I'm going to go make some kale soup. If you have access to this sheet here, I'll update it later this evening. A few hours before lock, I'll put the rest of the stuff in. Yeah. The slate's bonkers, man. I'm so excited about it. Like, we're just going to see some wild shit come out. Either that or it's just going to be that WE BLG backed lineup. So hard to get off Able here. So there's a $1 min-max. It's not that great of a contest overall, but I wish they'd done the 5,000 entry 50 cent. I don't know why they changed it, or even the quarter. But like I think it's a really good day to do some MME. I don't think anyone's going to put 150 in there, and I wouldn't recommend that. I don't think that's a real responsible use of money unless you have access to like 150 lineup crunch, then maybe. Just play outright like everything. But I think this is a great day to look at doing 20 lineups and just really, really cracking in. Man, I want to do something different, but you got to take what they give you, right? Like that's the thing. And what they're giving us is Able at a ridiculous price. And so we either have to play Able at 7,000 or 10.5 at the captain spot, or we have to actively go against that. And I think that your best position there, I mean, model says it's Damwon. I think BLG are lights out here. Maybe we look at like a BLG. Let's see what we can do. Because I think BLG Nongshim or BLG DK, we can only do, yeah, just support captain, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I'd make Ben a priority today. Like if I was playing a one-off from BLG, I think it's probably Ben. Oh man. This is why you gotta enter multiple entries. Like I'm just not getting into any KT roster. I don't think they're going to be very popular. I think the price on them is kind of ridiculous considering what their likely output is going to be. Like 11-4 for Deft, 11-4 for BDD. The 10-5 for PO6 seems really reasonable. That's like such a big positional jump from their last games. I'm just like, are they worth it? I can't see them getting to that number. All right, we're getting dangerously in the area of retreading ground. I wasn't expecting to talk for this long, but since I hadn't actually looked at anything, I've gotten really bogged in. Really appreciate y'all. I don't think that fucking helps you at all, but good luck, you know. Just good luck. But maybe play KT. Like nobody's gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna be popular. God damn it. This is why I don't sleep. I can't sleep. It's just too stressful to think about this stuff. Good luck to you. Okay. I am apparently still recording, and I have lost the window for it. Boys, I will see you later.